fourth grade. Welcome to lesson 5 in our Oh Susanna project. Before I start, I just want to give a shout out to all the fourth graders who were in the spelling bee on Friday. You were awesome. You were all such strong contestants, and we just had to keep going, and we got it down to the last two, Joshua and Roxy, and 6 words in a row. They each spelled them correctly, and we finally had to call it a tie. But if you were in the spelling bee, great job. Be proud of that wonderful achievement. Now, moving on to music. For today's lesson, you're going to need a couple items, and I'm going to say, I'll show you what they are, and then if you need to pause to get them, that's fine with me. We're going to start with page 1 of your packet. You will also need page 3, the original song. You'll also need page 4, the Oh California parody. And finally, you will need page 9. And a pencil. So, if you're all ready, let's get started. We're going to look at page 1 today first, because there are some questions on page 1, and we should answer them before we go on. Question number 1 says, the song Oh Susanna was written by. Now, if you don't remember the name of the composer, look on page 3 and copy his name down on that line. It should say Stephen Collins Foster. Foster was a brilliant American composer. And again, just to refresh your memories, Oh Susanna was written in 1841 in an ice cream parlor in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. I did some research, and sadly, the ice cream parlor doesn't exist anymore. And we don't know what flavor he was eating, but it's an interesting little historical fact. Okay, sentence number 2 reads, it, meaning Oh Susanna, later became Oh California when the miners changed the, what is the word for the words of a song? Here's my tongue twister I use with you. We don't use the word words in music class. The word for the words of a song is, starts with an L. If you said lyrics, you got it. L-Y-R-I-C-S. Lyrics. Next one. It's the next line of that sentence. To tell their own stories. I'm going to go back. It later became Oh California when the miners changed the lyrics to tell their own stories of the, what was the most important period in California history in 1848 at Sutter's Mill in California? If you said the California Gold Rush, yay! Fill that in, please. California Gold Rush. Now, sentence number 3 is why we're doing this project at all. And sentence 3 says, you are going to complete that cycle by using the melody of Oh Susanna to tell what? What are you telling? What are you writing about? You're writing about your own story. And you actually should say my own story, because it's all about you. My own story. Now, so many of you, over 100 of you did this assignment, and you did an excellent job. I just want to go over the guidelines really quickly, and then we'll review the song. You must use the melody of "Oh Susanna." Most of you did that beautifully. Here's where a couple of you came into a challenge. You must rhyme the last words of line 1 and 2. So those two have to rhyme. Then you can start all over again, but when you write lines 3 and 4, those words have to rhyme. 3 and 4 don't have to rhyme with 1 and 2. That's really hard. But 3 and 4 have to rhyme with each other. And 5 and 6 have to rhyme with each other. Now, number 3. Your first name has to appear somewhere in the song. A lot of you got that out of the way with lines 1 and 2, which is great. But if you didn't, lines 3 and 4 might be a great place to put your name in there. And as you go on the back of each lyric page, or following each lyric page, there's a self-evaluation rubric to help you. There are a series of questions to ask you about how you did your work. And if you fill it out carefully, if you answer no to any one of those questions except the one about using your name, you need to go back and change it if you want a 4. Finally, we're doing this project in sections. Part of this is learning how to write lyrics. I know some of you went ahead and did the entire song, but I only graded lines 1 and 2 because I want you to learn how to do this. And after today's lesson, you might want to go back and rework lines 3 and 4 because you might need to make some changes. All right? So let's get started on today's lesson of how to write lyrics. Now, we're going to review the original song. The more you sing it, the more you have it in your head, the easier it is to write lyrics. So we're just going to sing this verse of the original 1841 version of "Oh Susanna." So take a look at page 3 and please either sing or hum along with me. Here we go. I came from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. I'm going to Louisiana, my true love for to see. It rained all night the day I left, the weather it was dry. The sun so hot I froze to death. Susanna, don't you cry. Oh, Susanna, oh, don't you cry for me. I've come from Alabama with my banjo on my knee. Great. Okay, now just to again review the parody, how somebody took that song and changed the words to tell their own experience. Let's just turn to page 4 and we're going to sing the last verse, verse 4. And remember that first line doesn't fit the lyrics perfectly. I soon shall be in Frisco. Oops, we have an extra note. So we have to change the pronunciation of Frisco and stretch it out so it becomes Frisco. Can you sing that? Frisco. Okay, let's sing verse 4 of "Oh California" before we move on. I soon shall be in Frisco, and there I'll look around. And when I see the gold lumps there, I'll pick them off the ground. I'll scrape the mountains clean, my boys, I'll drain the rivers dry. I'll have a pocket full of rocks bring home, so brothers, don't you cry. Oh, California, that's the state for me. I'm going to San Francisco with my washman on my knee. Great. Okay, now let's turn, please, everybody, to page 9. to the lyrics page. Now, just put your pencils down and listen for a moment, and then we'll pick them up and I'll have you do some things that will help you. I thought it might inspire you to hear some really excellent lyrics from one of your classmates. So I got permission from Reese Zinman in room 25 to share her lyrics. What I love about these is so much information that she put in just 2 lines of the song. I really hear Reese's story coming out. So take a listen. I like spelling, math, and ELA, but writing is my best. I do yoga, swim, and love to bike, but need some time to rest. Reese, you're a very busy young lady, but you're excellent at writing lyrics. Now, I thought about writing a verse, writing some lines to the song too, because if I'm making you do it, then I probably should do it too. So my lyrics are not about me, but they are about this period of time in our lives that we're all sharing. So my lyrics sound like this. Carpenter closed down on March 16th. Now Chromebooks are the tool for all Zoom and online learning till they reopen our school. But you hear in both versions, both in Reese's and mine, we rhymed the last words of those lines. Now, for lines 3 and 4, you need to tell me different information about you. You cannot repeat what you already shared in lines 1 or 2. So you might want to put lines 1 or 2 out when you're writing 3 and 4. And next, if you were going to put your name in the song, I have a couple suggestions. First of all, think of your first name. How many syllables does it have? Most names either have 1 syllable, 2, 3, or 4. Let me give you some examples of how you could fit your name on line 3. If you have a 1-syllable name, my first name is Jim. My first name is Jim. Or if you have a 2-syllable name and it fits, if the accent fits, Juliet's my name. Or my first name it is Diana. That works. Or if you have a 4-syllable name, Alexandra is my first name. So if you haven't used your name, you might want to jot down your name and then figure out which one of those examples I just gave you fits for putting your first name in the song. Take a moment. Did you get some ideas? Now, for the rest of that line, I need you to tell me some more facts about you. What you do, what you like, what you play, what you think. But just remember that the last word has to be easy to rhyme. So you might want to just jot down a couple words to help you. And then when you write your whole line 3, would you please circle the last word? Because that's what you're going to have to rhyme in room 4. a lot of you did a wonderful job. I saw that you actually looked up rhyming words, and a couple papers had a whole list of about 7 or 8 rhyming words that you wrote on the paper, which is great. Do that. One student wrote about, "And I so love to sing," and the end of the line said, "It makes my heart just zing," which was a very clever way to use that word. So, again, make sure of a couple of things. Number 1, make sure that you don't repeat any information you've already used. If you're working with your brainstorm, and I hope you all did it, you could cross out information in bubbles you've already used. But go back and double check your lyrics against lines 1 and 2. If you haven't used your name yet in the song, your first name, you could put it in lines 3 and 4. You also can wait until lines 5 and 6. That's your choice. But just make sure you get it in there somewhere. Make sure the lines rhyme. And another trick when you're writing lyrics is actually sometimes, and some of you did this, to write the lyrics right under the notes so that you made sure you had 1 syllable for each note. So you could write them right under here to make sure that they match, that they fit, and then you can write them out on the long line. And please, boys and girls, make sure you write or print really clearly. There were about 4 of these who had names of dogs or something else in, and I could not read what it was, even if I zoomed into your packet. So please do my eyes a favor. After grading 105 of these, print really neatly, would you? So I'll leave you with one more example of writing lyrics to fit the melody exactly. And these lyrics are about me. And they go like this. I've been to Paris, London, Rome, but never Barcelona. Now I'm staying home, I'm safe inside, so I don't catch corona. Might be a little heavy for today, but please have a good time with these lyrics. After all, you're telling your own story and your family's story. And they are due on Saturday, March 16th. I'm giving you an extra day to turn them in. I'm sorry, they're due on May. Oh my goodness. They're due, I'm really behind.
April.
They're due on May.
Oh, May.
16th. May. May. And don't forget to send them to carpentermusicroom5@gmail.com. This is Mrs. Tawil wishing you a magical musical week. I really look forward to reading more of your own stories with your own lyrics to Oh Susanna. Take care, be well, bye.